All right, what is up, everybody? This is Eric Stone, aspiring music writer. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Aspiring music writer, ASPIRING music writer. Share, like, comment, suggest. It's like I don't care. I do funny things, talk about songs, record bands, and talk about a bunch of other stuff. Music and comedy and religion, or the Bible and Jesus mainly. Anyways, this video is going to be a pretty short video, maybe. I never know. I'm a good old Shiner Bach right here. Anyways, this video, I hadn't been on here in a while and done a lot of videos of talking. But this is a video of some of the songs that I've written. I made a goal for myself last year, or New Year's resolution, I guess. I never really do stuff like this, but I wanted to try do something. And my goal right now is to write 100 new songs this year. I'm already at 31. So I don't know if I'll get there or not, but this is about the last. This is part of what I've written this year, and I'm just going to tell you the song and a little bit about them. One, though, was from back in November that I forgot all about. I wrote it was a punk rock song called Nowhere Town. And I was listening to like punk rock, Sex Pistols, and Nirvana. Although I don't know if you would consider Nirvana punk rock. More grunge, but that stuff. But I've written a song, punk rock song, called Nowhere Town. It's just about, pretty much, I took the idea of like Skid Row in different places. If you know what Skid Row is, it's usually what they call like the bad part of town where the drugs are at, or a city, not really a town, but a city. And just, there's no hope. Life is very bleak, drugs and alcoholism, and it's not really an upbeat song, but I wanted to write something like that, so I wrote a song called Nowhere Town. The first song I wrote this year, it was a Red Dirt song, or that's how I see it now. I mean, it's not really any genre, but the way I see it in my head, I should say. It's called Wasting My Time on Her. It's about this girl, or about this guy, that is just wasting his time dealing with this girl, and she keeps burning him over and over again. His friends have all told him what she's like, from personal experiences, but she brings out them puppy dog's eyes, and he goes right back to her. Another song I wrote was "If You're Gonna Do Me Wrong, Do Me Right." It's about a guy in a relationship, and is in a volatile relationship, and he don't want to break up with her. He wants her to do it. He's like, if you're gonna do me wrong, just get it over with and break up with me. That's pretty much the whole gist of the song. I wrote a lot of songs about stuff like that. Another song I wrote is called "The Ringer," and that's a country song. Sorry, I'm writing this down. And I know Eminem's got a song called "The Ringer." I didn't get any of that from them, even though Eminem is my biggest influence when it comes to lyrics. It's just about a guy that don't want to move on from the relationship, but the woman just keeps putting him through the ringer. Driving Me Mad. That is a song that I come up with. I'd heard that Jeff Beck had died. Great guitarist and rock singer. And I was listening, I can't remember what album was I was listening to with Jeff Beck. And I got this Jeff Beck thing going in my head. She's driving me mad, me mad, me mad. And it's just rock driven and influenced by Jeff Beck. Sorry, there's an ant. Anyway, another song I wrote is called Heartbreaker, and that's another rock song. And I don't think it has nothing to do. I think Pat Benatar may have a song called Heartbreaker, but that's not mine. That's just about a girl that just breaks all the guys' heart, and they fall for her. Just got that something about her, but she's a heartbreaker. She don't want a steady relationship. She just wants to screw men after men after men and just break their hearts. And then I got another song I wrote is It All Started With a Broken Heart. That's a country song. And what is it? It's about a girl that just do not trust men. And I've written a few songs about that too. I write a lot of songs about the same subject, but there's different ways to write it. But anyways, and it pretty much starts when her father is born, or when she's born, because her father moves out, does nothing to do with her mother and her, and and there's never been a man she could trust, and so she don't want nothing to do with men at all. And then I went back, and the first verse, or the original third verse, is with her just giving up on men completely. And like, even though she's drunk at a bar, and there's a lot of good looking men, but she's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. But then I got to thinking, because I like to be controversial sometimes, is I went back and rewrote a third alternative verse where the woman actually she's still fed up with the guys, but that night she's at the bar, she ends up going to sleep with the woman. So I'm different that way. Ants crawling over my papers. Anyways, another song I wrote is I Just Want to Dance With You. That's just a two-step and honky-tonk song, or, country song. And it's about a guy at a bar, and there's a girl at the bar that he wants to dance with. And I made it to where you don't know if they even do dance. He just gets a chance to dance with her. Nothing more, That's all he don't want sex. He don't want anything in return, just to dance. But she's just having a shitty night, and she just wants to get drunk at the bar. And I made it to where you don't know if they dance or not or what happens. I kind of left it up to the listener to make his own conclusion, or their own conclusion. Heavy Load the Blues, that's a blues country song. That's a sad song. It's just this guy, there's so much on his heart, and he can't take no more, and he's about to give up. But somehow he keeps going, but he's just about there. Heavy Load the Blues. Another one I wrote is Weak Alibi. That was a Red Dirt song that I'd been working on. And honestly, I think I'm going to go back and rewrite it, because a lot of times I don't like to edit a lot after I write a song. I edit it a couple times before I finish a song. But the more I got back and started looking at the lyrics, I don't write them with no music in mind, just lyric-wise. I'm just not satisfied with it. It's good, but I think it could be a little bit better. So I probably will go back and rewrite that. And if you want to see any of my songs, go on my Facebook page to Eric Stone. Eric Stone, ERICSTON, and usually all my stuff's public, so you can look at the lyrics yourself. Another one that I wrote is called Hurtin'. This is a country Red Dirt song, and it's about a guy that was in a relationship with a woman in a previous, he's not anymore. And he ends up seeing her in town and just thinking about how bad she hurt him. She just left me hurting, and she sees her new boyfriend, her new flame, her husband, because I think I put a new name in in the song, and he's like, and he just like, at the end, he's like, the new guy don't know what his future holds, but he's gonna go regret it. And at the end of the song, I went back and I wrote where he goes, if I could travel back in time, I would warn him about her. Another song that I wrote is a Lonely Hearts Club. I took that. There's an old song by Tim McGraw, and there's this on his very first album that he ever did. I don't think he made a few videos. There's a song called Walking Down Memory Lane, because I know I'll be running into you, reminiscing through the pain, recalling things we used to do. But anyway, but I don't think it made that big of a splash. It wasn't until the next album, which had Indian Outlaw on it. But anyways, and the very first track on that first album, which is self-titled, Tim McGraw, is a song called Welcome to the Club. Don't be thinking you're the only one. You ain't the only one with a hit and run. Just about, this bar where all the men drink and don't want to get. And I took that and made it Lonely Hearts Club, where they know why the new guy walks in, and they're like, hello, stranger, don't worry, you're in no danger. We know why you're here, but tell us the details of what she did to you. So that song's called Lonely Hearts Club. And I also seen it as country and kind of maybe a jazz. And then another song that I wrote a lot of sad songs. I write a lot of sad songs, and I'll get more into that at the end of the video. Another song I wrote is called Sinking Back Down into Her Memory. And that one is, it's about a guy that he just cannot move on from this girl he dated in the past. And he's like, he needs a boat or a rope or something to get him out of him sinking down back into depression, and thinking about her memory and this. But what I love about, or what I did at the end, I made it upbeat, which I usually don't do that because I love sad songs. And it's not that I'm depressed all the time. I just love sad songs. But I made it to where at the end of the song, the guy finally, because I just got to kick back and laugh about what she did to me. It's done and over, move on. He finally does move on in the end. Another song that I wrote is, why did that have to happen to me? That's a gospel song that I wrote. It's another sad gospel song, or I see it as a gospel song. It's about, and I mean, this is cliche as it can be, is the old saying, the good die young. And that's pretty much it. There's two verses in it and a bridge, but the first verse is the guy's pleading and asking God why he had to take a son. He was so young, and he's just begging and pleading. He goes, I don't want to know why, Lord, did you take him so young? And then the second verse is about a guy that he has a buddy that dies in a car wreck because he got drunk and killed himself. And, the guy's young and naive. He makes mistakes. He goes, Lord, you should have just given just a little bit of time to be long in to grow old. But like I said, I love sad songs. That one's not upbeat at all. Another one that I wrote, and this, I kind of got the idea from Cross Canadian Ragweed's, I can't remember which one. This Time Around, which Cody Canada and Randy Rogers from Randy Rogers Band wrote. And there's a line in there called Line Somewhat to Fall Again for Her Lies. So this song I wrote is Falling for Your Lies. And the guy's just, why do I keep doing this? I know it's not going to end good, but I keep doing it and I can't get out of it. Another song I wrote, or the last one I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to do another video where I've got about 15 more. I've written, like I said, I think 31 this year. And I put an extra song. Well, I'm going to put another song in here in a minute. But that Nowhere Town, I wrote that punk song I wrote back in November. And then the last song that I wrote that I'm going to talk about is I Don't Feel Like Drinking Tonight. I wanted to write a song about drinking where the guy don't feel like drinking. And it's about this guy, he's at the bar. He loves the atmosphere. He loves the people. He loves everything about it. He just don't understand why, or he just don't want to drink tonight. And he's trying to ponder and wonder why he don't want to drink tonight. Because he's been a drinker, drinks every night at this bar he goes to. And then it finally dawns on him at the end of the song, oh, it's her, the girl that left him. That's why he don't want to drink. So, but anyways, I'm going to take a few more minutes, drink couple more beers, or a few more sips of this beer. But a lot of times what I do, because I've had this question happen to me a few times. Now that I've been writing songs since about 5-6 years, I didn't understand their answer in the beginning. And I got frustrated. I said, you got to know where the answer to this. But a lot of old people ask, where do songs come from? And a lot of artists like Bob Dylan, I've heard him say this many times, or whoever. It just comes, and it's out of thin air. I never understood that answer. And I got frustrated. At first, I was like, that is not a good answer. But I get it. It's just, for me, and I don't know, this is just me talking. There'll be something in my head where I was like, oh, that'd make a good song or a good line in a song. And then if I don't know what to do with it, I'll just type that phrase in my phone or on a piece of paper or whatever, and then go back and write the song later. But a lot of times it just comes out of thin air for me. And a lot of times, I'll tell you this, the two things I've noticed with me, and I think because I'm just obsessed with the English language, like Eminem, probably not as much as Eminem, and like, I am obsessed about songs and think about, well, it could have ended this way or that. But a lot of times I'll be listening to a song and there'll be just a certain phrase in a song. I was like, ooh, that would make a good song or a good line in a song or whatever. Like there was a song I wrote months back last year, probably 8-9 months ago, called Two of a Kind. And I was listening to, I think it was George Strait. I can't remember what song it was, but the line in his song is, we're just two of, let's fall to pieces. That's what the song was. And I just got this idea of this woman and man at a bar. Apparently everybody in my songs are at a bar. But at a bar, and they're just lonely and they're tired of getting screwed by the opposite sex. And I think they end up sleeping together. I can't remember. We're just two of a kind, I can't remember if they sleep together or not. I don't remember. But that's what it is for me. One is that, or I just get an idea in my head and run with it. Or not run with it, but, work with it. Another thing I like to give young writers, I'm still young too. I've only been doing this for 6-7 years now. Is when you're writing a song and it don't flow like a river, stop. What I mean by flow like a river, if it don't come pretty naturally, like, I'm not saying this is going to be for every song, because there have been songs where I've had an idea for a song, and it'll be months later I write the song. But if you're writing the song and it's just not going at a natural flow, go away, move on for a little bit, and then come back to it. Because I've noticed a few times where I was unsatisfied with the song that I wrote just because I wanted to hurry up and get it done, and it just wasn't as good. Kind of like Weak Alibi. And not that, I don't think I rushed in that song. I think I just didn't do it, put enough, not effort, but I didn't word it the way I wanted it to. And there's some songs, I'll tell you right now, you think it's going to be a good idea, and they just will not, are meant to be. They are not meant to be. I written a song a couple years ago called Back Black Cadillac. And what it was is I was in a Beach Boys mood. And I wanted to, I listened a little bit of the Beach Boys and that 60s fun surfing music and stuff like that. And I wanted to write like a Beach Boys theme song. And it wasn't coming, and I hurried up too quick, and it just sucked. That is probably I think that's the only song I've actually thrown away and not really used. But it was called Black Cadillac. And so, but anyways, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else I was wanting to talk about? Oh, that was the last song I wrote, which was like 5 minutes ago, is if you don't know me, I'm a big 90s kid. I grew up listening to 90s country. And thank God for BJ Barham and American Aquarium, because he brought me back into 90s country. When I discovered Oklahoma, Texas, and Red Dirt and all that stuff, I quit listening to 90s country for a long time. Because I think that's the only thing I listened to for a long time. And it was Red Dirt and the Oklahoma music scene and Texas music scene, you know, which was only about 4 or 5 artists I was listening to about then, which would have been, you know, Crosshand Ragweed, Mickey and the Motor Cars, Reckless Kelly, Jason Bowen, Randy Rogers, and Son of the Rib was about it at that time. But I was so into that I just forgot, quit listening to 90s country. Then BJ Barham come out with that covers album of the 90s country stuff and got me back into it. And I've got one channel or one mix I listen to when I'm cleaning, and Rhett Atkins, That Ain't My Truck, is on that mix. And I'm like, you know, I want to write a song that kind of answers, I mean, we know why she didn't pick him in the song, or if you listen to the song, it's because he bought the guy had a Chevy 4x4, a little bit better truck. So I was like, I'm going to write a song that continues that story. And I actually did that today, called I Should Have Bought a Chevy. But anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Tomorrow night, tomorrow, I'm going to do another video of the last 15 songs I've done this month. Not this month, but this year. And I will see. Also, I'll be doing a Ron Harmon 2 Ron Harmon reviews. If you don't know who Ron Harmon is, look up American Idol Season 18. I'm trying to think of what song he did. Look him up on digital platforms, social media, Ron Harmon. He didn't make it to Hollywood, but he's a great artist, great singer, great performer. Go check him out, Ron Harmon. Also gonna do a review by a local band from where I live called Tall Cotton. They're a rock cover band, and they cover everything from Elton John to Led Zeppelin, the 70s and 80s. They do a little bit of 90s, so check that out. And also, if you haven't checked out, I got a couple reviews for the last concerts I've seen, which is Mike Ryan, and the openers were Cottonwood Crows, and then Lance Rourke opened up for Kyle Nix. So check that out, and I've got videos. And please subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. God bless.